Hi, my name is Becky Maynor, and this is my comp exam video. So to start off with a few coursework highlights, the first two courses that I took with Fort Hays State University were the Special Education for School Leaders course and the Utilization of Technology in Classrooms, which was my elective course. So I was very excited about the special education course because I have 18 years of teaching experience in special education. I'm really passionate about it. I love special education. So I was able to build on my prior knowledge and my experience in the field, but I was able to gain a different perspective from the administrator's role, which I've worked with many administrators, but it was really fun and interesting to explore it from this viewpoint. And then also provided me with that other viewpoint, some different opportunities to advocate for students and for families and for schools. So I appreciated that course very much. The next course that I would talk about is the Technology in Classrooms, which was a recommendation from Dr. Moody, which would be helpful in completing this endorsement. And so I did learn a lot of new tools and gained a comfort level so that I could use these with students and with staff. I was able to apply them already through different professional development opportunities, was engaged in some new innovative ideas with forward thinking, and then he was absolutely correct that it was very helpful in getting through the coursework. One other highlight real quick about this special education, I was able to link a personal experience in the People First language video, which spread like wildfire on Facebook in regards to my niece. It meant a lot to my sister-in-law, so I had kind of a touching personal experience with the task that was assigned in that class as well. So I really appreciated that and enjoyed that very much. The next three courses I took were during the summertime, and those were the School and Community Relations class, where I gained a heightened awareness of various organizations within our community. I've lived in the community where I live all my life, and I was aware of some of them, but again, I gained a different perspective there and was inspired to build some new connections. The promo video was really fun for me because we were actually doing a summer program with our students during that time, and I incorporated them into the promo video that I made for our school district. So that was really fun. The next summer courses I took were the Educational Finance and then the Intro to School Administration. The Educational Finance class was a lot of new information for me. I appreciated it very much, and I actually, through different interviews and from having to ask different questions of experts in our district, made a lot of new connections and found a lot of resources that have been helpful to me in my current role. In addition, the Introduction to School Administration class was probably one of my absolute favorites. Even though it was, titled Intro to Educational Leadership and School Administration, I found that although I'm a highly reflective person in general, I loved the development of my leadership philosophy. That was really providing an opportunity for me to really reflect in depth, again, in a different way. And I loved that. It led to helping me to prepare my resume, as well as I made notes for myself about some things that I wanted to be sure to keep in mind when I was interviewing for a new position. So again, loved that class as well. The last two courses that I took were the School Law class and the Supervision and Evaluation of Personnel class. So again, the School Law class was a lot of new knowledge for me. I gained some confidence in that area and found a lot of really effective resources that I am going to keep in my pocket for sure. The Supervision class, I really loved this one because I was able to learn the software and the systems and programs that we use in our district, which I was familiar with from the teacher standpoint, but learning how to use those and get logins and things like that so that I could really kind of explore it from a leadership role was really cool. I've had some on-the-job opportunities with the internship that I'm doing right now with walkthroughs and even with teacher evaluations, and I've had the awesome opportunity to partner with two principals who are coming over to sign off on those teacher evals. We're doing them together as a partnership at this point, and that's been really, really exciting. So while I was doing that course, I have been able to apply a lot of that information to this very specific experience. So this course also provided an opportunity for me to reflect on my own personal values and philosophies, as well as examine those of our school district and see kind of how they align and how I can find that common balance between my own and those of the district. Practicum experience and highlights. I tried to break this down. I feel like I have had a lot of hours of practicum and experience because from the very beginning I sought out anything that I could to learn from those around me. That's always kind of how I've been, to collaborate and ask questions, work alongside the people who know what they're doing and the people that I respect and admire most. So I broke them into the spring activities that I did. I did attend the Optimist Dinner and presented the student from our building. Networked with families and with community organizations at that event. I was a mentor for our structured learning classroom teacher, which is a special education position. So I did a lot of mentoring with her over the last year. I was attending a training for an outside visitation team for our KISA model, which again gave me a nice background and kind of knowledge base for how this is going to be working in our state. School events like planning and presenting the awards ceremony in the spring, and then also organizing one of our fundraisers, which was a fun run. So also I participated on the Process for Success for our school district, which was an initiative to pass a bond issue for our district, but I served on the elementary specs committee and then also attended some of the overall board meetings for that. Probably the broadest experience that I had was the Kansas Teacher of the Year school visits. So I was very fortunate. The Kansas Teacher of the Year was absolutely a defining moment for me. It's kind of what gave me the confidence and the courage and the knowledge that I can do this, that I do have what it takes to be an educational leader. All of my career I've reached into those kind of leadership roles naturally, but this was really what put me over the edge to decide to go ahead and go for this. So I had a lot of defining moments as I visited different districts, and then also hosting and showcasing our own district was fantastic and absolutely meaningful, relevant, and one of the most positive things that I've had the opportunity to participate in throughout my career. The practicum experiences continued through the summer, where I had the opportunity to attend many district admin meetings alongside several of my mentors. I do work in several buildings within our district, so I feel like I kind of have a lot of principal mentors, and I'm also a little bit close with the superintendent and the other directors, for example, of special education and things like that. So again, I reached out to all of them and asked them how I could help support them and what could I do and what could I learn from them. So attended a lot of those. I was in on some in-service planning, and I got to participate in a video conference with Jimmy Casas, who was coming in to do our beginning of the year training with all of our elementary and middle school staff. And the video conference was with him and with all of our elementary principals. It was really, really fun, insightful, and a wonderful opportunity there. Also attended the enrollment at middle school level and at elementary level and helped out with that a great deal, and then attended the transfer meeting, which is kind of a big deal in our district. Then helped out with a lot of master scheduling, college and career readiness. We made pennants to show how our staff members had received education and trying to encourage our students along those lines of our state initiatives. Then I also participated in a retiree engagement. For a welcome back, we wanted our retirees to come back and be a part of that welcome back assembly this year. And so I called lots of retirees and encouraged them to come back and remain engaged. And that was at the request of our superintendent, which absolutely led to some really cool opportunities that I'll talk about in just a minute. So in the fall, I did some job shadowing at the secondary level as well as at the elementary level. I edited and reviewed some documents for our Director of Special Education, helped out again with some more professional development planning, and then also am a part of a new initiative in our district called Teach Derby. It's kind of like a grow your own sort of program, and I am a product of our schools in our district, and so that's been really exciting. Lastly listed there is the principal internship, so I'm going to talk about that here right now. And as you can see, there are so many things, so much more than I ever even imagined involved with being a principal. But we had an elementary principal who was going to be having open heart surgery. She was to be out for 6 weeks, and our superintendent asked me if I would like to fill in for her and get some on-the-job experience. And of course, I said yes, I would love to do that. The principal had a stroke following her surgery, and she is still out. So I have been there for the whole first semester. Things are going really great. She had planned to be back on October 17th, however, so she had planned professional development and school events and activities up through that point. but then I have just kind of taken over and tried to keep her boat cruising right along. But I have found that I've had to make quite a few of my own decisions as well, since she is out and not really able to be engaged and involved at this point. So I listed on this slide some of the things that I have been able to participate in, and with your experience, I know that you know exactly what I'm talking about, but some highlights there: I've had to develop our Kansas Star and our BLT. We've had to hold those meetings. Our district is on year 1 of the cycle, and so that has been a really cool thing for me to be involved in. Like I mentioned before, I've done some evaluations, I've held data meetings with teachers. We had a suicide prevention training that was mandatory in our district this year, so I did organize and lead that. Learned the Skylert system for communication so that I could communicate with families and parents. The school where I am has a very high population of English language learners, and so we communicate in many different languages. We embrace the different cultures, and it's been a really amazing opportunity overall, not just with communication. Community outreach, we are trying to pass a bond and our school would be rebuilt, so we needed to get some committee members on the Vote Yes committee, and so I have reached out to the community for that. And then also to get members on the site council, I reached out to the sheriff's office in the neighborhood and the community centers and the community neighborhood organization and things like that to try to get some committee members and business owners onto our team. We have a lot of events at our school, so I've been involved with those event planning meetings, and then also reward parties. Our students have a school-wide initiative, kind of socially emotional program that we are doing at the district level, and so I've been trying to help out with that and get that groundwork laid. We did have one issue with the media where I learned very quickly how to work with the media and with the communications team in our district. It is exciting every single day. Every day is different. I learn new things every day, and I'm very much loving the opportunity. One other highlight was a board presentation. I needed to present to the board about the strengths, challenges, and goals of our building, and I feel like that went very well. From being there just a short time, I was able to represent the school, and I think that the staff members who were there being recognized and the students being recognized were feeling like I had a good picture of the school and represented well. So I'm feeling pretty good about that opportunity in general. Reflecting on the standards, the ISTE standards and the way the technology ties into everything that we do, the tasks for the class, but then also the application through the real world experience that I'm gaining right now. The program standards as well. Some of them I feel like I hit over and over again. Some of them I sort of had to step out of my box to make sure that I had addressed those and felt comfortable with those standards. But overall, I think it led to an education for me that was very well-rounded and balanced, as well as practical experience that is well-rounded and balanced. So finishing up with my visions, as I synthesize everything from this coursework and earning this endorsement and through my current experiences right now in my district, I can tie back to my background, my knowledge, my expertise in certain areas where my strengths lie, mix that in with the coursework and with the experience that I'm gaining and that I've gained over time, and that just sort of leads me to the fact that I'm always thinking about that growth mindset. I'm always collaborating, always reaching out, asking questions. If I don't know the answer, we'll figure out how we can find the answer. And it has also encouraged me to step out of my box and try new things, to fear failure less, to maybe be a little bit more of a risk taker. And so I finished this slide up just with one of the quotes that I put in my leadership philosophy, that nobody cares how much you know until they know how much you care. And I think that that's really important in every aspect of my life, personally and professional. And then our district motto there at the bottom: every student, every day, preparing for the future. So thanks for watching. I look forward to our video conference and my comp exam in a couple of weeks. Thanks.